Hello, my name is Marybeth Holleman, and I'm speaking to you from the foothills of the Chugach Mountains in Alaska, the traditional lands of the Dena'ina and of the wolf and bear, spruce and birch, raven and junco. I'm going to read to you from two poems, both of which are in my forthcoming poetry collection, Tender Gravity, and the second of which is in this excellent anthology, Poetics for the More Than Human World. I'm just really honored to be among such innovative poets in this collection, especially at a time when we're enduring this pandemic, which is rooted in our mistreatment of this more than human world. The first poem is called Rock Poem. And if you've read my memoir, The Heart of the Sound, you know I spend lots of time in front of receding glaciers, looking at bare rock just released from centuries of ice. In this poem, I'm in the South Sawyer, in front of the South Sawyer Glacier in Southeast Alaska, which is one of our southernmost glaciers, is also, not surprisingly, one of the most rapidly disappearing. And in this poem, I'm seeing this granite tattooed by ice and thinking about time and this time I spend in front of receding and disappearing glaciers it's a fascination and it's a mix of awe and of grief. So here is Rock Poem. Awed by the patterns, I say, I'd like to be here with a geologist. And you say, one was here once, an old guy who said, wow, this is some ugly rock. And I'm thinking that is the last word I'd use to describe it. Ugly, he meant tortured. He knew the processes that led to these starburst scrolling fractures, white scribbles across gray, orange shimmering splashes undercut by green. He knew these color patterns evidenced a long mutilation of bedrock granite. But for me, sitting on the headland, it's the epitome of beauty, draws my gaze again and again. The lines are messages scrawled by giants. The earth is speaking to me in a language I do not yet understand. Next, I'm going to read an excerpt from my poem in Poetics for the More Than Human World. The poem's entitled With, and it's a poem in which I'm thinking about all the moments that I've experienced throughout my life so far when I've been allowed into the presence of other beings. And I'm continually in awe of those moments and of those beings and their grace in allowing me to enter their presence. So this is a poem in praise of them. With Stellar J tapping at the window, telling me weather's cooling, winter comes. With the lion climbing the snowy mountainside, 6 in a row, black wolves. With gazelle chased by cheetah, both so fleet, me saying no while my son says go. With my nephew snake, my young son holds in both hands. With small black beetle whispering into the rock around my pansies. With ground squirrel kits whose chatter reverberates through derelict gold mine pipe, they may come. With pulsating orbs of white spread below my kayak, a gathering of moon jellies mirroring skies, clouds. With 3 black snakes sunning together on a boulder in springtime woods. With the spray of their exhale misting my face as 2 humpbacks leap from glowing seas. With a dangling thread just before my eyes, inchworm hanging from the willow, green yew turning. With river otters tumbling over one another along the barnacled shoreline, one head lifting when my shutter clicks. with night bunny under the roses, beautiful bones ticking time's soft rhythm. With the baby gang, chickadee, nuthatch, junco, newly fledged, alighting in a birch, learning the bird bath. With bats circling at dusk my head, dancing to my runner's high. With gray squirrel high in the oak, scrambling to avoid the BB shots of neighbor boys my mother chases, screaming from our backyard. With my husky racing over tundra like blossoming wind, quick becoming small as a seed. With pair of mountain goats pressed against cliffs lining Crow Pass, watching hikers toil. With red fox trotting by our tent in the Arctic summer night, red tongue out, panting so light-footed she leaves no prints in soft mud. With bumblebee bouncing off the window, wanting the colors of flowers my walls wear. With polar bear pushing black snout against the window, I raise just in time, leaving in dusty glass a single paw print, shimmer by the night's aurora. With the rolling thunder of hooves across my dreams, the licks of 1,000 rough tongues, the harmony of songs lifted to limitless blue, every day and night, world without end. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Take care.